What is up, everybody? Welcome to Late Night Gamers Podcast, episode number 111. I'm Nick Persnowski, and with me this week and every week is Steve Morgan.
Yo, what up, peoples?
Person, maybe at this point. If Mike Bean's watching, that is.
What's up, Mom?
Tim Madden.
Hey Mike, how are you? Hope you're enjoying our stream so far. We'll try to keep it relevant to you.
And Charles Caldwell.
Targeted marketing.
Yeah, it's very true. If Mike Bean is watching, he said he had a bunch of questions on PlayStation 4 stuff.
He's watching. He's posting on the stream right now. He's chatting on the stream.
Okay. Well, Mike, if you want to ask your question, then we'll get to it at some point in the next or questions.
Yeah,
whatever it may be.
I don't know. We're pretty busy. We got a lot of people watching. I don't know if we can.
I don't got no time for you.
I don't know if we'll have time, but
he has sent me questions via Steam. I have them here.
Okay. All right. Why don't we get to them in a little bit, and we'll talk about some news stuff first. First of all, do you guys have anything exciting this past week? Tim, you're going to Spain this weekend?
Yeah, that's about it.
That's it.
Yeah,
I played a new. Goddamn it! I always forget what the hell I did last weekend. We went to Burlington for the Burlington Mardi Gras, even though it's not Mardi Gras.
It's not Mardi Gras.
In the streets. And then we also played this game called Betrayal in the House on the Hill. It was like a board game where you have different tiles of a house, and you kind of every turn you explore more and more of the house. You find a certain number of items, and it triggers a haunt where 50 different scenarios can take place of like monsters attacking your characters. It's fun.
Sweet. Are there like actual like pieces and things?
Yeah.
Anything excellent? Is it the kind where are they like pre-made pieces, or are they ones that you actually have to?
No, it's pre-made pieces as far as the rooms in the house and as far as the monsters go. So depending on what item you find that triggers the haunt, a different scenario will trigger. So we played one where it was your doppelganger is suddenly in the house and it's hunting you to kill you, and then you get to play as the doppelganger and try to kill the other people in the house. And then one where it's like Crimson Jack, which is like a Jason character that's like hunting the players in the house, and you have to find a specific item and roll a certain dice to be able to kill it. But if you kill it before you have that stuff down, it reanimates and then shows up with increased stats. So it's a little overly complex, but it's a lot of fun.
Dungeons and Dragons is complex. That sounds pretty good. This is coming from someone who's never played Dungeons and Dragons or the game that Charles is talking about, so I really I don't have any sort of experience on the subject. But
yeah, when Jess and I got home on Sunday, we played it twice.
Nice. Yeah, I don't have anything. I don't have anything new. Nothing exciting this week. So the only, I guess, real exciting thing this week is The Division actually launched today. I mean, I think all of us have been looking forward to it. We obviously gave away a PlayStation 4 copy of it, which I can announce the winner. Which he already knows, and so does everybody else on Twitter. But Joe Boston on Twitter, actually, I don't think that's his full Twitter handle. Hold on,
I think it's 617.
Yeah, Joe Boston 617, and he's been a listener for a really long time. So it was awesome to be able to give it away to someone who's been with us for so long. So congratulations, Joe. We also have another winner of our mystery prize, which
I didn't know about.
We have not. Well, yeah, I haven't announced anything. Well, I announced it to the people, so everybody knows. But it's Kevin H, and his Twitter handle is SwampFox_1996. He wins something. You'll get it in the mail. And I think you'll be pleased. It's pretty good. Yeah, I took it. So basically, I just went through some drawers of mine and found some sweet unopened things.
That's key. That's key there. You need to make sure that you say that.
And some podcast swag and stuff. So there is a game unopened, and there's something smelly in there too, but it smells good.
Oh, nice. I'm
trying
jealous.
To seduce our listeners, Nick?
Say what?
You said you're trying to seduce our listeners.
I don't know. It's an air freshener, but it's gaming related. So I don't think unless they're like extremely attracted to like little cardboard cutouts of things that smell like I don't even know what.
Ooh,
I think
this smells so nice. It's so fresh. All I've known are farts.
That's what we should do. Is just start bottling farts and mailing them out. Send to all our followers.
It's like fart in a mason jar, and then they open it. It's like
crying from PAX.
Yeah, just go to PAX with a bunch of sandwich bags and just close them up while we're in there.
I'm catching lightning in a bottle right now, guys.
Oh God, that's
Swamp Fox. Hopefully, I don't even know if you're listening to this, but good luck when you get that. So getting back to the division this week. I'm going to talk about what I've been playing now since it's division. I played and some of the other stuff I'll talk about later, but I played probably 2 hours of it. I got it in the mail yesterday. Best Buy has a habit of sending things like a full day early, so
could you play it at all yesterday or not because of the fact that okay,
yeah, I did end up playing it. I haven't played it today at all, so
I wasn't sure if it would let you go live or whatever and stuff, but I guess it doesn't matter.
No, yeah, I wasn't sure either. But once I got in the game, like the first section, the first like safe zone that you have, where there's like a bunch of people, there was like tons of people already in there.
Yeah,
so
apparently there was some like bottlenecks where people were like stuck on stuff, laptops and things like that. That's what someone was telling me. Like, because they did a kind of a bad job of. I mean, it's fine once the game sort of like, distributes itself, but it's like this. WoW has this problem where there's just, like a quest item that like everyone's like a laptop everyone's trying to use and like only one person can use it at the time. So it's just like I didn't have this problem, but
I had to go and like there were so many people like ravaging the laptop at the very beginning of the game that I had to. There's one guy that tried to go over there and I had to push him out of the way and get in. It's ridiculous. It's total nonsense. Everyone should just you should just get within a certain like area of it and it just should just work.
They could easily make items interactable and not have you actually physically have to like type on it. Like just like when you want to use a chest, you have to physically like go bend over, open the chest, and get the stuff in it. And so if even when you're in a party, it's like I have to wait for someone else to move his ass so I can like pick the shit up. So it's
just instant those areas.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's really not an issue. Like I don't think in general, but like it's just that like when you have high pop at the beginning, it's kind of a pain in the ass. So
yeah,
I'm sure it's instance to some degree already.
Yeah, no, like most of the game is instance. All the missions are basically instance. Your like pace is instanced. So there's a lot of the game is actually instance. It's just you're right. Like the intro mission should have been instance, which would have stopped at least that. So
yeah. So that we haven't had too much of a problem with that, but apparently a lot of people have been having a problem with trolls in the game.
It's so great.
And so people have been trolling player collision physics, and so basically people if you run into someone, they will stop you. So they are an actual object that you can be that can block your way. And while people are like standing doing gestures in doorways, they're doing like what do you call them?
Jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks.
Yeah. Doing jumping jacks in doorways, and people can't get out of buildings, which is awful.
Yeah,
I would probably immediately quit out and then just.
Can you kill them?
No, that's the whole point. It's like you just stand there. Like it's such a simple troll, and that's what makes it so infuriating that you literally just park your character in a doorway and no one can get through the doorway, and then that's it. They like people cannot progress in the game, or they get trapped in some house, and it's like so like deviously simple. And the only real way to get around it is to like log out and hope that you come back in and you're in a different instance than that person that was.
Can't you just fast travel out? I don't know, but the situation is.
Yeah,
I guess.
I guess probably.
Wasn't there something about being able to push them as far as the physics go, though?
Well, I don't know. I don't even know if I pushed the guy out of the way, but I jumped in front of him.
Yeah, it looks like from the video that was posted that I saw, it looks like you can most of the time you can like squeak by, but you gotta go at like just the right angle to get through. So I don't know what they're gonna do. It's not like they're gonna make the doors bigger in the game now. They're just gonna have to.
Yeah, they're gonna make them American sized, so like for fat people to get through the doorway.
Right.
They're handicapped doors, and then you'll see like, people rolling around in handicapped wheelchairs with guns.
Yeah, it's just everything is gonna be wheelchair ramp accessible.
ADA friendly.
Take my hub around.
That's something I'm actually really surprised they haven't done in a video game yet. So that like, although they're only now like bringing in women into video games, it's like you can now play as a woman in Call of Duty, and it's like, well, why couldn't I before? Like, it's literally to my face. It's not like the skills are any different in terms of the character that you choose. It's just it's nonsense. So it would be kind of fun to have a handicapped player.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would have to depend on
in
the
the
game.
most devious way possible. It would be kind of fun to have a handicapped player.
I didn't mean it like that.
Your character's blind, so literally it's just a black screen.
I can't hear anything.
One of the characters you can choose is just Helen Keller.
Yeah.
That would be a very like cheap game to produce. It's just a black screen.
You just like,
It could be
ow,
a VR
ow. Great game, dude. That's such a good. Okay, not a Helen Keller one, but they should definitely make a VR game where it's like you just like it's black and then you can hear things. And you have to like walk around. You're like, what is happening?
You can see with your ears.
Yeah. Oh man, you're on to something.
It'd be intense. We'll pitch that to somebody.
I bet if we made like a Helen Keller simulator and sold that on Steam, we would get so many people buying that. Just like
$5.
simulator.
It'd be like nothing.
Yeah, it would just be a black screen. And then it has to, like we'd have to have some sort of HUD. There'd be like little numbers, like health bar.
The HUD is all in Braille.
Just like health and just going down. You like have no clue because you can't hear or see anything.
You just the whole premise of the game is you just die. You just die slowly, and there's no stopping it.
You know, like you walk around and then like randomly you just gain life. Like you're not really sure how you did it.
You bump into things. You hear sorts of weird noises. Rats.
Somehow it just seems like this would be like a cult classic where it's like people have just like memorized all the locations and button rotations and they've like beaten the game, but like there's absolutely no way to like tell like what they actually did because there's nothing to it.
Oh God! All right, this is the thing. This is what we have to do.
But other than that, I don't know how we came down this road, but other than that, like the Division's been sweet. I probably played today from about 1 till right before so probably like 4 hours or so, 4.5 hours. And I played the beta too for like 3 or 4 hours, so I think that helped. Like in the beginning, I sort of like knew kind of like what was going on, and it's like the graphics are like mind-bogglingly good. It's like nuts. It's really crazy. Like I'm almost pretty sure my PlayStation can't handle it. Like there's certain parts where I'm like, oh my God, this thing is gonna blow up, and then I'm like, it's built for it. So no, it's really nice. It's good, and like so far the mechanics have been really good with console for me. So
yeah,
because there's a lot of cover and like a lot of like grenade and like that stuff. And I haven't really noticed it being an issue. So yeah, that's it.
I mean I've only played for a little bit, but I'm enjoying it a lot so far. The map is I think really big. Although I haven't gone much out of the like the intro part. So
yeah.
I want there to be I want there to be like more areas. I'm hoping that you can like go and find. I haven't gone too far out, but like go into buildings just to find loot, and not like there may not be guys there, but like you like find it in a corner. You go because the beta I was like, okay, well there's like nothing in. I think of Fallout, and it's like you go to the ends of the earth, and you're gonna find the best stuff, or like, oh, if I climb down into this cavern, I'm gonna find something really cool. If there was I don't know, but I don't know I don't know how the loot plays into it yet. I know the DZ is Dark Zone or whatever is gonna be a huge part of it for getting high end loot and high end guns and stuff. So, which. Have you been to the DZ yet?
I did it in beta, but not in this. I think you have to be level 10 in the live version.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I mean, looking at the different dark zones, they have tiers, so they're kind of like stacked, and they go like 10 to 15, 15 to like 18, 18 to 21, and all the way up to like the max, which I think is 30. It's like 29 to 30. So like I think the lowest tier is 10. So I haven't gone. I did it in beta, and it's not bad. It's like the way it works is like. When you attack someone, then you get sort of like a rogue status. People can shoot at you and kill you. Otherwise, like they can kill you without penalty, essentially, like not becoming rogue. If they just attack, like if you're like not rogue and someone attacks you, they become rogue. So then it kind of the disadvantage to rogue is like everyone knows where you are and they can just like come and kill you without like penalty. And when you kill someone,
how long do you stay rogue? Just until somebody kills you?
No, it's like there's a timer. I think it's something like I think it depends on how many people you've killed and some other things, but it's usually like something between like 3 to 5 minutes. So enough for you to like run around and sort of escape people if you're like crafty. And then when you die, or if you have anything and you die, like people can pick it up. And so that's kind of the incentive. Or when you can pick stuff up. There are NPCs you can get stuff, and then I think. I'm not sure if you get stuff from killing people. I mean, you get like levels, and then like you have like a sort of a PvP level. But the whole sort of catch to it is that you can't like extract any of the items like normal. You have to like go to a like specific like drop zone area and have a helicopter come and like put them on the helicopter, and that's how you get the items out. So then like people congregate there and try to like kill people at that, and so it's kind of cool, but it's also like. Probably very, very frustrating if you play by yourself. It definitely seems like something like if you have 4 people running around together, it's like a lot more interesting. Or like a lot more like fun because you have some people that are sort of like got your back if like someone comes around, or if you're like trying to extract shit, you can have like people like helping you, or you need like another 4 people to come kill you if you want to like expect to like die. So
we should plan to go in the Dark Zone this weekend at some point.
Yeah, I think
if you have some time.
It's gonna happen at some point. So I'm wondering how the Dark Zone works with levels and all this stuff, because like since you have like it's like weird, like you can be level 30 but like level 1 in PvP. It's sort of a little strange like in that sense. Like I don't know what the PvP level gets you, sort of like how it affects you. So it's some more research necessary, but it's cool. It's hopefully a big part of the game. And like going back to what you said, like it does feel like sometimes like the world's not so open because of like that, like you have to sort of do missions and encounters as you go. So it's like almost like you're just running to mission, and I don't know your answer. Like I know there's like collectibles and stuff that are just randomly strewn about, like, and they don't have like they're not on the map. You just walk around, you find a collectible. But I don't know about
found anything yet.
I found like I found some like like they're basically kind of like they're like audio tapes in like BioShock or something. There's things like that where you can find, and they have sort of the storyline. And then there's some other things called echoes, which are like sort of scene recreations, like VR, like there's sort of these like digital scene recreations, and I think they're also collectible, and they give you experience and shit like that. But yeah, so I don't know about like chests and stuff like that. I mean, all the chests I found have been in like missions or in encounters and things like that. I haven't found any like. I also haven't really gone anywhere else, so I can't really say. But yeah,
we'll see. We're gonna play it a lot more over the next week, and for sure over the weekend. And then Tim, you'll just have to catch up when you get back.
Yeah.
I mean, for my
right. You're going to Spain.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm honestly being pretty bearish about it. We'll see if everyone hasn't burnt out by then.
Yeah. And to be honest, like the way it looks, like the way it's sort of gone, like I played it for 5 hours and I'm 9. Like I'm sure it slows down a lot in leveling, but I can definitely feel like that the gap isn't going to be a huge. It's going to be a lot of gear gap, but I think the level gap isn't going to be so. So like getting into it, I don't think is going to be like brutal like it is in WoW when you have a guy that's like 60 and you're 1.
Yeah,
you know, like that's just like you're gonna take. It's gonna take you literally days to get to that point where I think if you have people helping you and stuff, it'll just be more of a gear thing, like trying to get gear and shit. Like, cause that seems to be kind of the way the game works. But we'll see. I don't know. Yeah. I think it's probably a smart move, to be honest. The way things go in gaming, you never know. It's like we get to the end and then there'll be no content. So,
yeah,
it's true.
Just gotta see.
Well, speaking of other new games, Battlefield 5, some stuff has been leaked or rumored about where Battlefield 5 is going to take place in terms of the time period, and it looks like we may be going back to World War One, which is not a I guess a time. It's a time period we haven't really discovered yet. We did like 50,000 games of World War II, but nothing on World War One, and a lot of like modern combat stuff, and 70s era on. But in terms of World War One, we just haven't seen it. And thinking about it, I think it could be really cool because it'd go back to like actual skill of There's none of this bullshit. Guns. Yeah, it's like these are like the real guns, the old school guns. You have to like actually have the skill to shoot them, and I feel like there's probably going to be some timing involved because reload is not going to be like
mustard gas grenades rather than frag grenades.
Yeah, well that's the thing is like it could be significantly different. There's going to be a lot of trench warfare, and there's also going to be probably. I hope horses. Horses would actually be really cool because horses played a huge part in World War One, and
shitty tanks.
Early shitty tanks, yeah.
Really shitty Gatling guns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it could be really interesting. I'd like to see what they do with it and where they actually go for parts of it. But I feel like World War One at this point is one of those wars that people don't know much about. So if they do it well, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it would be tough. Like, kind of the further back you go, the like the more like war games lend themselves like to more like a strategy game than like a FPS. So yeah. I feel like they'd have to go somewhere in between because I think there's a lot of cool like fast aspects, but all like the individual rifles in World War One are like bolt action rifles, and
right.
Like the only they were machine guns, but they're all like stationary. No one carried a machine gun around, so it's. I guess they're gonna have to be really creative to do it, but if they pull it off, it'd be cool. It'd be interesting, like if they went beyond that. The next game is the Civil War, and you'd get to literally sit and load your musket between shots. That
game would just turn into everyone with a bayonet. Just I feel like there's gonna be probably a lot of melee combat, and even the World War One game with all the trench warfare and stuff. You're gonna come across people. There's gonna be knife slashing like all over the place.
Well, it's gonna be like grenades and bayonets, and that's gonna be 95% of your arsenal, and then shooting here and there.
And the benefit of
5 bullets.
Yeah, exactly. And the benefit of like Battlefield is they always incorporate vehicles, so that will sort of I think they'll have planes and they'll have like the tanks, really obviously. Yeah, they're shitty, but like at least like you fly and shoot, and it's like that was sort of like.
It could be neat because it'd be like that. Wouldn't it be like the 2-man planes where there's like one gunner and that'd be sick.
The planes where you literally sit outside the plane and
everyone's wearing like a little leather helmet and some goggles.
Someone's sitting on the wing shooting with a gun off the edge. That's probably pretty.
Bastard.
It could be interesting. I'm kind of pumped because Battlefield 4 sucks ass, and it continues to suck ass. I've been playing that a little bit, and I haven't been able to even connect with people. Like I tried playing with my father-in-law, and it's like it just keeps having issues. It's so terrible. Sniper rifles literally still do not work in multiplayer. I can't shoot a sniper rifle in multiplayer.
It's bad.
Like, it's awful. It's been out for like a year and a half, 2 years. It's been out for a long time.
It's because they're just like, we're making the new one, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, we don't care at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I mean, also like all the most famous pilots too were World War One. Like Red Baron was World War One. Who's that other guy? The fucking guy from England. Anyways, I mean, those were like the big ones. No one gave no one gave a shit about like any of the other wars.
I think that's probably I didn't even think of that was a huge aspect of the game, like
Eddie Rickenbacker.
Being able to fly, and I feel like it lends itself well to that because you're not flying a jet, you're flying like a relatively low speed,
fairly slow.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Which is kind of like what pushed me. I mean, that's what makes Battlefield so hard. Is like when you flying helicopters and jets and stuff, and it's like you got to be like a pro to do it, or have like a wicked nice joystick setup. But if you're just flying slow planes, this makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. We'll see. Should be interesting.
Yeah.
Just gonna be like mustard gas throwers. Like that's all it's gonna be.
Crop dusters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
It's like the crop duster guy from Independence Day.
Yeah.
Randy Quaid.
Oh yeah.
Randy Quaid. I think Randy Quaid. Yeah, Randy Quaid is the crazy looking guy.
He went crazy and got like
back.
arrested at the border. Like he's crazy in real life.
He's like legitimately living in the town over from me. He is hiding out. He's a tax evader, and he's living in Lincoln, Vermont right now.
You see him sometimes?
Because I haven't seen him, but apparently he's like volunteering with the fire department and shit.
Of course
It's real
he is.
weird.
That's his character.
He doesn't have anything better to do. He owes like millions of dollars.
He's like not actually an actor. He's just literally played himself.
He's legitimately just a crazy person. But anyway, speaking of new games and new game announcements, Tim or Steve, one of you guys want to talk about Overwatch?
Yeah. So they originally it got leaked a little bit earlier, like a day early. It got leaked on IGN. They had like an ad up for Overwatch, and the release date leaked as being May 24th. And then after that happened, like a couple hours after it got leaked, Blizzard officially announced it as being May 24th. So it's pretty exciting. I think I'm not sure about the open beta. I think it's May 4th is when the open beta starts.
It's pretty late.
So yeah.
But
20 days
usually
early.
they're pretty good about like the betas like not being discontinuous. I don't know with like Heroes of the Storm when they had a beta, it's like whatever you got in the beta just went with your like it stays. They're usually pretty good about like not like having you waste time with the beta. It's just like the game may be shitty, but like if you unlock characters, you keep them. So that's not bad, I guess. Which makes sense if it's like only 20 days before. It's probably more like a stress test for them than it is about like the content so much.
Yeah, and I think it's also like a trial period because you actually have to buy Overwatch. So for people who aren't or like on the fence, they can kind of
play
test
it
out
for like a couple weeks. Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
so that'll be fun.
I'm like actually like, I mean, I don't really want to buy another game, but I'm just so happy that it's like that. I'd much prefer to like have like a legitimate game that I have to pay like even full price for than having this like pay to get guys system. I don't know. I just that's like I mean like I don't like want to go back to Heroes of the Storm because I know there's probably like 15 guys I can't play. And it's just like, I don't want to pay money to get them. I mean, I can grind them, but like I can grind for like months and I'll get like 5 of them. So it's like, I don't know. It's a little, I mean, it's a good model, but I'm just glad they went back to sort of like, here's a full game. Let's pay you pay full money for it. And then like get it all or whatever. So.
Yeah. I feel like this is all part of the giant Blizzard experiment. They have 5 different titles now, and they have each one has a different financial model. So I think they're kind of testing it out. And I agree. I mean, it's nice to play something like um, Heroes of the Storm, where you kind of have an option of either you can just grind out things or you can pay up front. But I prefer the Overwatch model where you pay up front and you get everything unlocked, and maybe down the road there's DLC or something where you pay again, but it's kind of just like you don't have to if you don't want to. You continue with what you have, or you can pay a little extra, get a few more maps, a few more characters, stuff like that. I think that lends itself better to like, especially that style of game, and it's also better when the price isn't $60 each time. Like
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Overwatch is. I think it's like $30 or $40. So that helps too.
Yeah.
It's not.
And
it's
actually,
$60.
for me, it's like I would almost pay that even if they tell me like guys are locked. Like I would almost pay that just to keep everyone like honest. Like everyone has to like, because it's just like the integrity of thinking someone has to actually play it a ton. So when a guy has it, I'm not like, it just drives me bonkers when I think someone paid money to like have something I can't have. And have it be like somehow affected to like their performance, whether it's like imbalanced guy or whatever. So it's like yeah, so I'm excited about that. That's good. That should be fun. I gotta buy it. I haven't bought it yet, so
Yeah, I haven't bought either. I think there's a closed beta too that you get into if you buy it.
okay, that's why I was thinking about buying, because I honestly still haven't played it at all. I mean, I played it at PAX last year for like one round, and then everyone got into it like 3 months ago and played it, and kind of mixed reviews from what I heard. But like, so I haven't still really played it that much. So
yeah, I think it would lend itself well to like a group of people if you have other friends that play, but by yourself it might not be. It's like it would be like playing Dota by yourself.
yeah.
It's gonna just drive you nuts, but at the same time, it's got some aspects that are fun, and I think it's Blizzard, so it's gonna be polished as all hell, and they haven't had any duds yet, so it's worth checking out.
Cool.
Well, as we look forward to new games, we also have to say goodbye to ones that we won't see.
Duds.
Yeah. So Microsoft announced today. I have no idea. So Microsoft, I feel like, is going off the deep end. They're doing all kinds of crazy shit over on their end. I feel like they're giving up. That I don't know what their plan is, but they've officially canceled Fable Legends, which I think was a pretty anticipated game for Xbox One users.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on Xbox
PC.
One and PC.
And PC, yeah.
And come out with a beta, I guess, because I was looking at the comments on the article, and several people were commenting about the beta and how they had were wondering whether they could comment on it.
Well, the beta, so the closed beta is ongoing. They just announced they're going to shut down the closed beta. So
What the hell? Like, how do you have a beta and you close the game?
yeah, it's very, very strange.
And not only are they closing down the beta and the game, they're closing Lionhead Studios in general.
Yeah.
I don't think they've officially said that, but because Lionhead Studios is based out of the UK, there's like laws about when you have a mass layoff, you have to give like 30 days notice, and you have to the way that labor laws are in the UK, you have to like try to find those people jobs and stuff. It's really weird. So they're trying not to say that we're closing the studio because they don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, because they're like whatever. They're looking within the industry across what they worded it really weird so that it was.
They're closing it. They just can't say they're closing it. Basically.
Yeah. So I don't know what their plan is, because there's this, and then they also did something with their Microsoft Windows 10 game store or something.
Yeah, I heard something about that. What was the?
Yeah. I don't know if we discussed that last week. But
I don't think so.
Yeah. So the head of Epic Studios came out complaining about the Windows 10.
Tim
market.
Sweeney, is that his name?
Yeah.
I think so.
He said that. So basically, the new Windows store, they use like a pass. So it's just like when you buy an app on your iPhone. That app is only available through the Apple Store. You're gonna buy it through there, and they Apple is the gatekeeper. They control what apps go up there and whether they get approved or not. That's basically how Windows has modeled its new Windows 10 App Store. So you submit the app, they check it, make sure there's no viruses, stuff like that, make sure you're not trying to swindle people, and then they approve it. Um, and so that's how they're planning to do the new Windows 10 store. And on top of that, they take a 30% cut of every sale, which is, I guess, pretty standard. That's why I'm pretty sure that's why Apple's cut is as well, and Google's on the Google Play Store. So it's nothing crazy. It's just that PC has been such an open culture. For them to start doing that is very it's going to take a big chunk out of sales for developers if people start buying stuff um, on the Windows Store. So there's a lot of pushback, and it's kind of the analogy that he used, and that a lot of people have used is kind of the boiling a frog in hot water. If you drop a frog in boiling water, it jumps right out, but if you turn the heat up slowly, it boils and dies. So it's like these little incremental steps they take where they lock gamers out over time. It's just gonna it's we're not gonna realize it until eventually we don't even own our games anymore. We rent our games, and that's just how it is. So I think it might just be a little bit of a knee jerk reaction, but a lot of people have complained about it, and I think a lot of tech savvy gamers are just kind of angry, and they directed towards Microsoft, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
But well, I mean, so even if that isn't a big deal, canceling Fable Legends is a big deal.
Yes.
That sucks because
Well,
I've actually.
I'm not that upset about this one.
Why?
Because it just looks so totally different from all their other Fable games.
Yeah, it was somewhere between like a MOBA and like an RPG. It was
Yeah,
very different.
it was like Evolve, only it was with Fable characters because you
Yeah.
had the villain and you had
That's
the four like heroes that were trying to thwart the villain.
Yeah, it was definitely different from the other things. And I don't know. It seems to me like there's some sort of like dispute within Lionhead Studios, some sort of like tension between the people there and the people at Microsoft. It's just really really weird because it's already in beta. It's made it all the way to closed beta. Like that's really far along for a game.
Yeah.
For them to cancel it. Like it's really strange.
I don't know.
Maybe their feedback was terrible.
Yeah, I guess.
Could be.
It's like maybe the head dev was sleeping with someone at Microsoft's wife or something, and then they just were like, "This whole thing is done." That's the only possible It's out of control. It's crazy.
America, fuck yeah!
It's just so crazy. It's
Burn the Great Britain's flag and
well, before I forget, we should. What are Mike Bean's questions?
oh,
What does he have for questions?
I will say them. They're mostly intro PS4 questions, and
That's okay.
He said, what is the setup time for a new PS4 user? There's a slash there.
Well, it depends on how fast your internet connection is, because you're gonna have to download a bunch of updates.
Mine wasn't too bad when I just got mine. I feel like,
Yeah.
and I had Wi-Fi. I
That's
would
good.
say maybe an hour or something max. Not even probably.
Yeah, I was probably mine went pretty. I plugged mine in and it was half an hour to 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Tops.
with everything, with setting up my account and all that business.
Yeah.
the internet's just terrible.
You just have to.
Yeah, my internet connection is real bad.
I don't know if there's already a patch out for the Division, but
That's the
Yeah,
big
what-
thing. Yeah.
Day
Yeah.
one.
whatever game you get, you got to add time for that.
2.5 gigs on Division.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
that was this day one patch for that.
Even with
so.
even with my Ethernet plugged in, because once I got that, I was I'm plugging in the Ethernet. That was sitting at I don't know, 40 minutes or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, it took me an hour and 45 minutes to download that shit.
Yeah, when I bought Destiny, I had to download the Taken King content or whatever. It was
Oh, God,
18
was that,
gigs or something
I was gonna
ridiculous. Yeah, it's huge.
Jeez.
Second question was, how do communications work? That when you want to talk to your friends, basically, does the game go through the TV and the talking goes through the headset, or is?
No, it's like team. I mean, I don't know how TeamSpeak is, but it's you party up with your friends and then you have everything goes through your headset. So
Yeah, I think you can. I was doing that. I could switch between the two if you go in settings.
Yeah, you can change it depending on what you want to do, but
Yeah, exactly. And then I guess he said, and I guess there probably isn't a right answer for this, but he said, how noticeable is the latency on the console compared to a PC? Because he has kind of shitty wireless. That's what he asked. Is it like noticeable if you have bad internet, or is it like sort of compensated with the way the game is? I don't know. I guess that's what he's asking, probably.
I don't guess I don't play PCs.
Yeah, so I guess you're the only one that would know this.
Probably depends on the game.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed that many issues in the games I played. I played Bloodborne online, and like that game is very like latency dependent. Like if you're doing PvP against other players and you have any sort of problem, it's noticeable. I guess mine's plugged into Ethernet, so I'm probably not the best person to ask.
Yeah.
But I think it would ultimately depend on the game, and you have to look at like how many ticks the game runs, and then go off that. But I don't know. I mean, if your internet's bad, you're probably gonna have issues regardless.
Screwed. Yeah. All right, that's all we had. But I have one thing I put on this news list here, which you can't see, Nick. I don't think.
No, I can't.
The Game of Thrones trailer came out today, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, but
I have not yet.
It's pretty epic.
It's for the new seasons, which is coming out. When is it? Mid-April. I don't.
Yeah.
April 20.
Thank God. I need
April
new shows to watch.
April 24th, I believe.
Oh my God! So it's really good. If you haven't seen it, you should totally check it out. It's like there's zombies and like previews of boobs. Like everything's there. You know it's coming. It's even they show Jon Snow but he's like obviously. I mean they're not trying to spoil anything, but it's like they show him. So then they you're like it's good. Yeah. Check it out.
Yeah, I agree.
I need to watch that before the end of the night because I'm very excited for the new season and just to show that I'm actually excited about.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, there's not really much. Also, The Walking Dead has been pretty good lately, so
it has been really good. Actually, this past episode was really good. Although I'm
a couple episodes back, so
okay. Well, all right, never. I won't spoil.
I've watched the first 1.5 episodes, so I think I'm like 1.5 back or 2. So, but even the first couple episodes it's almost like they fired all the writers and these new writers came in and they were like, all right, I'm just gonna fucking do crazy shit, crazy shit's happening. So
did you have you watched the episode where they're trying to leave the building, the house, and 3 or 4 people die within 30 seconds?
Oh yeah, exactly, yeah. A whole bunch of characters die. Yes, a whole bunch of characters die. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for people, but a whole bunch of characters die, and it's that's what made me think, some guy came in and he was like, you know what? We gotta switch this shit up. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead.
It's really they pretty much kill off an entire family.
It was dead, 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 dead. Oh.
And then I'm sitting there watching it going if this thing ended on so they have that the mini finale, that was the lamest mini finale. And they knew this was gonna happen. Why didn't they just make this the finale?
I know, yeah.
So the only reason, the only logical explanation to me is that somebody came in and was just fuck this shit. They just somebody else was involved. Somebody else was
this has been getting too tame. We need to mix it up.
Exactly.
Seriously, the first part of the season they had that friggin' episode with Morgan that was an hour and a half long.
Oh, God.
And it was lame as shit. And it was all right, seriously, dude. Go kill someone. I'm sorry, but not all life is worth living because these people are fucking terrible.
When he was just doing Donatello shit for an hour.
Yeah. A good friend of mine who got me to start watching again. He has read all the comics and I've been talking to him a lot about it. But I guess the most recent second half of the season, or I guess the whole 6th or 5th season, whatever it is now, it's a lot closer to the comics than the previous seasons, and there's some characters that were never even in the comics. There's they've
Daryl.
Yeah, they've changed so many things, but he's really been hyping up. And this isn't a spoiler because you find out, it's not really a spoiler, but Negan is supposed to be huge. That's supposed to be a huge thing that's gonna like have huge effects in the comics. So he's just been hyping this thing up, and I'm like really excited now for it to finally happen. But
because they just went into, well, this isn't a spoiler. They went in Negan's compound over the past episode, and it's pretty intense, and the relationship's not very good to start out. If that's
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I think that brings us to the time in the podcast where we talk about what we've been playing. So Steve, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I've been. Jesus, I always have to think about this because it's like so ingrained in like all the shit I do. So yeah, obviously the Division. I'm not going to talk about that anymore because I talked about it for a ton. Dota, I have approximately 22 more days until my compendium expires. So I am religiously trying to max level. It's level 60. It's like based on achievements and all these other things. So I need to play like a finite amount every day and just keep going. And the other thing that I've been doing is I've been playing both the like free games that came with PlayStation Plus this month because like I got it and they're both pretty good.
Broforce?
Yeah, Broforce and Galaxy. So like I played Broforce with Brandon a bunch. It's pretty funny. It's definitely like our generation because it's just like all the characters are based on like cheesy ass action heroes. So like like Broman the Barbarian and shit. It's like amazing. So that's been. I mean, it's like the game itself is like not amazing, but it's just hilarious as shit. So that, and then I've been just crushing the Uncharted games. I'm on the third one now. I'm probably a quarter way through that. So they're great games. They're amazing. They're like the quality is like one thing, but also just like the content and like the amount of different environments, like they don't really reuse content in the game, which a lot of games that are like even like on an 8 or 10 hour game, like you're gonna kind of see the same sort of shit. It's like first you're in the sewers of London, then you're fucking in like Iraq or something, then you're like in like a temple, and it's like, and they're just like how all these like amazing sort of visuals and shots, and then like they're just gone. Like they're clearly like someone spent so much time to like create something to just be like that one shot for like 10 seconds, and like that. It just shows a lot of time and effort like went into the game to make it sort of like immerse you in this environment. So it's the stories are epic.
Yeah, the stories are epic. The pacing is extremely good. Like it's just like it's so right on, like so perfect. If you think it slows down a little bit because you're gaining a little background story or something, then it picks up and the games are all about the moments. It's like there are so many huge moments that happen, and then they're kind of filled in with these other really like cool scenes and environments and like all this enemy, like you're fighting on a fucking cruise ship, but it's like a pirate's cruise ship it's all fucking crazy. Like
it's a great game. So if you haven't played them since we've been talking about PS4, you should definitely play them. They're well done, definitely. So that's it for me. Playing a whole bunch of shit.
Tim, what about you?
I'm the same way. I have like 10,000 games I'm playing, which means I'd log in for like 5 minutes and then say, okay, that's enough of that. But yeah, just still grinding. WoW. I'm at 800K, almost to my goal, and then I'll probably never play it again. But so that, and I'm gonna be, since I'm going to Spain, I'm gonna be on a plane and traveling for over 24 hours next week. Collectively. So I'm still playing Pokemon Yellow, but I decided to pick up Pokemon White because like I played like the first Pokemon when I was like in middle school, and then I played the most recent one. So there's like this huge block of like all these Pokemon games in the middle that I never played, and I hate myself so much. I decided I tortured myself by playing more Pokemon games, and so yeah, I'm just gonna sit on a plane and play Pokemon for hours.
Perfect.
Until I pass out.
Pass out. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Charles, what are you playing?
Still playing Reassembly, making my way through all the extra races. I got the next race that I got to where the ship design is all based on physical damage. Like you build little horns on the ship. So I've been like ramming other ships and like tearing them apart. I like it a lot. The last one I played was this. it's different with each one because you can't really farm the same way. Like I was trying to farm with this really like heavy shield using race, but then I realized that they've got a component of their ship that allows you to like get instant power that you can use to upgrade. So I made this like massive block ship that was all only that one component. So I had this, it was like the size of a state, just like sitting. And other ships would come and attack me, but they wouldn't even be able to get like maybe 3 layers in before I would change my ship type and then fly off like me. So and then I made this gigantic shield ship that just like I could like float into anything and they would pop. So right now I'm working on the horn ship. I'm trying to have as many of these spikes as possible so that I don't die, but it's really hard in the beginning when you're still trying to figure out. It's like I fly down and try to attack some other guy, and they're like, "Beep, beep, beep, beep." And my ship goes, and I'm like, well, that wasn't the right method. So, working on it.
I feel like you need to stream yourself playing this game. I'd probably watch.
Yeah, it's like prime time.
I think Charles just needs to stream all the time. Stream his life.
Charles TV.
Yeah, so I've been playing some more Uncharted games as well. I platinumed the first one 2 weeks ago. I platinumed the second one this past week, and I'm about 85% through the third one for the platinum. So Uncharted, the third one on crushing is a little bit of a turd and sucks. But it's been fine. There have been a few parts where I'm like, my landlords next door heard me like screaming obscenities, and they were like, "Oh, he must be playing video games." I was like, "Motherfucker, god damn it!" I'm like throwing shit. But yeah, apart from that, I'm playing Tales from the Borderlands still, kind of moving along in that a little bit at a time. But I think, I got the Division yesterday, so that's, I think, pretty much what I'm going to play nonstop. I have, my wife is away. She has to go to a wedding shower, a bridal shower or whatever on Friday night. So, and she's going to be gone until like Sunday afternoon.
Wow. You're going to let it video game time.
I'll probably play mostly Division, but I will finish the platinum on Uncharted 3 and probably the platinum Tales from Borderlands as well.
Tell her to bring home a spatula when she comes back, because she's going to have to peel you off the couch.
I'm going to have this like massive ass crevice in the cushion of the couch.
She should probably get you like a life alert in case you fall down and you can't get up.
Yeah. I'm just going to like call her and be like, "Dana, I fell down." Yeah, so I gotta stock up on food, because I also won't have a car.
Shit!
So I literally don't have anything to do but play video games all weekend long.
It's awesome.
Perfect excuse.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. You're like, I can't get out of the house because I can't get out of the house.
Nope. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the podcast. Thank you everybody for listening. Make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes and SoundCloud, or SoundCloud. I don't know why you do both. It doesn't make any sense.
You really like getting notifications.
Subscribe to us on iTunes, because that kind of that's our RSS feed, so we'll get everything from there. But also subscribe to us on YouTube. Megan is putting up lots of videos on the Tomb Raider game, and we're also uploading all of our episodes from now on onto YouTube, starting like now, and we're gonna, I think, backdate a few of them, so you can watch us, you can see our beautiful faces and our horrible facial hair. Tim has pretty nice facial hair.
It's just my facial hair. You're lucky I sort of trimmed off these like 5 hairs I had in this hair.
Yeah. I get those too. It makes it look like I have little freckles on my cheeks.
Just looks like you're dirty when you do that. Yeah. You're like, nah, it's
regardless, if I grow facial hair, I just look filthy. Like, it's awful.
Yeah, I need to shave.
But also make sure. Hey, our website just changed recently. We've also first of all, we changed our logo this past week, so that's a big deal. Thanks to Tim because
It's not
he's
this
been
logo that I put up on the stream, unfortunately, because I'm an asshole. But yeah.
We're still in transition, but
yeah. So we're transitioning, but we changed our logo, which I think is pretty slick and makes us look professional. And our website changed, so check that out, lngamers.com. There's some looks a lot cooler. It's really actually really awesome. I love it. And also check out you can check out our podcast and a bunch of other good podcasts on Podbros Network at podbros.com. So yeah, thank you everybody for listening. Thanks Mike Bean for watching us. We appreciate the support. And yeah, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Charles. I'm Nick. This has been Late Night Gamers Podcast, episode number 111. And we'll see you next week.
See you, peeps.
ciao.
Boy.